Hello, Internet, and welcome back to the story Nook. Today, we will be reading more of the Villainess Level 99. We're still in Chapter 3. It's a very long chapter. Actually, because my computer had shut down, I didn't have the page I was on bookmarked, so I had to scroll down until I found a scene that I didn't recognize in Chapter 3, because I know I tend to end at these little ellipses right up here. So where we last left off, one, grab your tea, your coffee, your hot cocoa, your energy drink, your liquor, whatever it is you want to drink while we read. Go ahead and do that because hydration is important. Where we last left off, Alicia's belongings were being snatched, and Eumelia caught the culprit. So, are you accusing me of instructing her to hide Alicia's belongings, Eumelia? I had decided to confront Eleonora directly. The girl that I had caught red-handed had no qualms about leading me to the parlor where Eleonora was. Not at all. I just thought I would let you know that your friend was doing something bad, Lady Eleonora. She's even said it was her own idea. I see, she's done something unforgivable, hasn't she? Yes, she has. I'm sure His Highness would be upset if he were to hear about this. She's your friend, so he might end up disliking you, too. The moment she heard that the prince might dislike her, Eleanor, who had been feigning ignorance up until that point, immediately turned pale. She did it on her own, right? Why would I be? His Highness may see her as a member of your faction. But don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Eleonora appeared surprised at my promise to keep this under wraps. Others may notice that something happened, so it may be a good idea not to punish her. If we do that, I'm sure you'll be able to wed Prince Edwin, Lady Eleonora. I continued, trying to use a kind voice. What? But what about the homewrecker? Are you referring to Alicia? There's no way a commoner could marry into the royal family. That's a lie. His Majesty is planning to wed Alicia to the prince after being introduced as the second coming of the saintess, especially because she killed two birds with one stone. She proved the legitimacy of the royal family's right to rule and would be popular with commoners. Right. A commoner could never marry into the royal family, Eleanor repeated. Yes, and we can't have any of you experiencing any setbacks because of some petty bullying. I advise you to also tell the members of your faction to not do anything to Alicia, I warned. Hopefully, this would keep anyone from bullying Alicia on her behalf again. Yes, of course, but why are you telling me these things? I don't think too highly of her either, but bullying her would only turn His Highness into her defender, deepening the relationship. Oh, and His Highness isn't too fond of me. So let's keep our meeting today between us. Thanks to Eleanor's simple-mindedness, I was able to achieve all my objectives. I stopped the bullying of Alicia, protected the culprit, and eliminated any reasons for Eleonora to interact with me in the future. I left the parlor in high spirits. That's surprising of you, Patrick responded after hearing the whole story. He was worried about me after the false accusations from Prince Edwin, so he came to see how I was doing. I couldn't keep the situation from him. What did he mean by surprising? I thought your usual self would hand over the culprit to His Highness and leave it at that, he continued. That would stop the bullying, and Lady Eleanor already has no reason to interact with you, since His Highness hates you, right? Patrick wasn't wrong. I thought for a moment about why I had taken such a roundabout approach before coming to such a realization. It's because the girl who was caught, she could have been me. Originally, I was supposed to be the one who hid Alicia's things. What do you mean? If there was a version of me who hid the fact that I could use dark magic and hadn't level grinded at all, I could have been in that situation, I explained. The Eumelia in the game, maybe she was. I could have been told by the parents I'd never met to be friendly with other aristocrats and done everything I could to join Eleanor's faction. I continued, that me would most likely be the lowest on the totem pole, forced to do the things that no one else wanted to do themselves. And then, if I was forced to bully someone and Eleanor cut me off when I was caught, did the endgame Yumilia have any allies? Breathing. Not working in my favor today. If no one was on my side, and I hated my parents, hated Eleanor, and especially hated Alicia, who could use light magic and was loved by His Highness and his friends. Alicia, who could use light magic, and me, who could use dark magic. Her loved, me unloved. Maybe Yumilia wasn't some small-time villain who became the hidden boss because of some afterthought of the developers. Maybe she was actually the victim of this world. I would have started level grinding to get revenge, but the dark element is weak to light, so I wouldn't have been able to have been any match for Alicia, and I would have been killed. The main difference between my in-game self and my current self was whether I level grinded or not. It was whether I had the one thing I could always rely on: strength. Those ifs exist, so I wanted to help the girl. I finished looking up to find Patrick gazing at me with pity in his eyes. What's wrong? It's just a hypothetical story, I said with a smile, though I wasn't sure if I was really smiling. That doesn't change things, Patrick replied, sounding as if he was pained. That doesn't change things between your hypothetical self and current self. The only difference is whether your level is high or low. That difference has a large impact. No, the biggest difference is that I have memories of my past life. That's it. It's because I'm mentally older. Do you currently have people on your side? Do you hate Alicia? Do you dislike this world? If so, then Patrick twirled off, staring straight into my eyes. It's okay. I don't hate anyone or dislike anything. Worst case, I just run for far away and hide my identity, but there are things I like about my current situation. No, I don't feel that way. It's enough to just have an acquaintance I can talk to from time to time, I replied while staring back at him. Even if there are things that I slightly dislike in the future, if Patrick is here, I don't mind staying in this kingdom. Patrick fell silent, leaving me worried that I had said the wrong thing. I see, he said in a comforting voice. He smiled, only to look a little sad before continuing. Acquaintances, huh? Well, yeah. I say we're at least acquaintances with how often we talk. I hadn't realized it would be so difficult to just get one acquaintance. I wondered when I would finally be able to make a friend. A romantic partner was completely out of the question. Oh, Emilia, we meet again. Yes, I responded after a pause. Coincidences are scary things. After the bullying incident the other day, Eleanor had been following me around. Today she was once again waiting for me right outside the classroom. I was just about to have some tea. As a treat, I'll invite you. She's really scary. What's scary about her? Well, the scariest thing is that I don't even know what she's thinking. I was sure I had recommended she keep our relationship hidden because Prince Edwin wouldn't be too happy about it. Despite my caution, to she talked to me all over the academy. Regardless of where we were, however, I'd rather not be friends with Eleanor, given that she is the daughter of the Duke of Hill House, the leader of the radicals who wanted to start wars. I'll just be honest and turn her down. It's fine if she turns hostile towards me. Lady Eleanor, I'd like it if you would stop inviting me to tea. Why? We also have delicious snacks, she asked, tilting her head in confusion. What the hell, she's undefeatable. If you're friends with me, His Highness will dislike you as well. Oh no, that would be terrible. Would you please give me some advice? I gave in. Fine, I'll go. That's the only way to make you happy. I'll go. I don't want to deal with this prima donna anymore. Eleanor took my hand and pulled me through the academy halls. A cheery Eleonora and an unhappy me. We were an unusual pair. The students we walked by were wide-eyed with surprise. I had assumed we would be going to the usual parlor, but I soon realized we were going in a different direction. If we continued, we would reach the area with the student dorms. Where are we headed? To my room! I wanted to be able to talk leisurely today. After arriving at Eleanor's room, we sat across from each other at a small table. Eleanor's room itself was almost exactly the same as mine, but every piece of furniture was much more luxurious and refined. Here, Eumelia, please have some of this. Thank you. I wondered if it was poisoned. I mustered up my courage and took a bite of the cookie. How is it? She asked. I took a moment to reply. It's kind of an odd taste. I was truly uncertain of how it tasted. If I had to pick between good and bad, I would probably say it tasted good, but it also wasn't particularly delicious. Why did she feed me something like this? I was the one who made them, she started, looking slightly unhappy. Oh, I see. It makes sense why it has a strange taste then. I think it's even starting to taste bad. This is my opportunity to make Eleanor hate me. If I lied and said it's the best cookie I ever had, she would just continue to follow me. Go ahead, get mad at me, you selfish prima donna. Eleanor did the opposite of what I had wanted and beamed at me. Yes, it is strange. It is a strange, odd flavor, isn't it? But everyone keeps saying it's the best cookie in the world. And we have an image. Look at that. Eleanor. I love seeing like the ending credits and the credit scenes where you had these two like together juxtaposed. But I don't recall seeing a lot of scenes in the anime with them. So I'm looking forward to more scenes of them together in the book. What? Eumelia, you're the only one who's told me the truth, Eleanor exclaimed, while clasping her hands around mine. Oh shoot, did I make the wrong decision? Why did you suddenly decide to make some sweets? I heard that Alicia brought Sir Edwin some handmade sweets, so I wanted to do the same. I don't think you have to do something like that. Actually, I think it would be impossible for you, Lady Eleanora. I just needed the determination to be disliked. Eleanor, the daughter of the lead radical, and me, a living strategic weapon. Being friends would only give the wrong impression. I think so too. Everyone said that I should do it, so I tried. But I don't think it's very me. Huh? Eumelia, you're the only one who's told me the truth. Yeah, you already said that. What was happening? The harder I tried to make her hate me, the more she liked me. I couldn't have been the only one who disagreed with her. Was Eleanor surrounded by yes men? Yes, she is. I'm the only one. Does no one else tell you the truth? Everyone thinks that there's no way I would make a mistake. Even if they're thinking something different, they convince themselves that I'm right and they're wrong. There's no way that's true. They just don't want to upset you. That's what they told me. Oh, I see. You're just being fooled. This prima donna was honest to a fault, which made me worried that a malicious person could control her to do as they pleased. Wait, could she already be controlled by someone? Regarding the hiding of Alicia's belonging incident the other day, I started. It wasn't me who instructed her to do so. It was, Eleanor denied, awkwardly avoiding eye contact. Reaction is making it too obvious. Who was the first one to bring up the idea? What do you? There was no doubt that Eleanor had instructed the girl to bully Alicia, but could someone else have proposed that idea? Who came up with the idea to harass Alicia because she was in the way? I had been misled due to her family's background, but Eleanor was a naive and good girl. At least, I thought she was. I couldn't see the girl in front of me who was groaning in desperation in her attempt to properly answer my questions as a bad person. What do you think of the incident of having Alicia's belongings hidden? Uh, I didn't think it was a very good thing to do, but after hearing what everyone had to say, I thought that it was for the best. Did you instruct them to hide her belongings then? Yes, and then the girl volunteered to do it herself. After hearing her side of the story, it appeared the bullying of Alicia wasn't something that Nora herself had started. A member of her faction had brought it up, and the others echoed the sentiment, convincing Eleanor that's what she should do. This is what I believe to be the truth. I've snapped back to reality after having been lost in thought about Eleanor's situation. Even if Eleanor wasn't a bad person, the fact that I didn't really want to be friendly with her didn't change. The issue with her family was still there, and the people around her were bizarre, complex, and straight up scary. You shouldn't trust your friends too much, I sighed. I'll be fine, because you'll become my friend, Humilia. I won't. I don't have any ill will towards you, but I don't want to be your friend. Well, I'm busy with a lot of things. There's a lot of things I want your advice on. Well, it's actually about the romance between Prince Edwin and myself. I'm not really familiar with that kind of topic. But you said that you were sure that Prince Edwin and I would get married, didn't you, Humilia? I couldn't just tell her it was a lie, with Eleanor looking at me with such a carefree smile. There wasn't anything I could say to her. How did this happen? And our next chapter is the interlude, which won't take too long to read. But I am only on lunch at work, and I want to eat my peanut butter because that's what I have to eat. But we have now finished chapter 3. That took like several parts. Of Villainous Level 99, I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the Demon Lord, by Satoru Tanabata and illustrated by T. And you guys can see that. So thank you very much for being here, for listening, for watching, all that good stuff. You're all amazing. Special thanks to my Patreon and Ko-fi supporters, Kaleidoscope Chick, Micah, Semi-Random Sevens, and Cassie. Y'all are all wonderful. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.